Hey, you guys, it's Bria. And I am so grateful for you guys to be hopping on this call tonight. I certainly know as a busy mom that if you are taking time out of your life to listen to this, whether it's live when I recorded it or whether it's after as you listen to the recording, that it was a big ask of you in your time. I get that our lives are so full and so busy, and carving out any time for anything other than what is needed of us is a tough thing. So I am so appreciative of you being on, taking this time, and also way to go. Because I know that if you're here, if you're listening to this tonight, it's maybe you came across it, but likely it's because I've invited you and there's something about what I said that has connected with you in terms of the topic. And the topic tonight is all about how to be a busy mom, because that's our life, and still find success in the other areas, in the non-mom, in the non-mom part of us, right? How to still feel and be a successful woman and be a busy mom, because that's an inevitable part of what we do. So if we haven't really met before, my name is Bria. I am the creator of Bria Evenson Fitness and Success Fit, which is my community of women who really focus on lifting other women up. And my real passion, the crux of what I do and what I care the most about making a difference in this world, is helping to equip and empower other women to find self-love and do that. Really, the way I like to start doing it is through finding, your love of health and fitness, starting and finishing something, letting go of numbers on a scale and wanting to be smaller, and thinking about how can I do something where I see what does my body do and what is it capable of, so that I can become more, so that I can have more to give this world. Because, let's be real here. Maybe you haven't thought of it like this before, but this one day I read something and it really kind of connected with me. And that was simply that this concept that as women, yes, we are held back in the world in different ways, but I often feel like one of the biggest things that holds us back from all the magic that I really think that we have inside, which is unique to us, are ourselves. We start getting excited and going down a successful path in life, and then not everyone, but often, and I'm one of these people, doubt starts to creep in. Doubt because of how we look or how we feel, and it starts to affect our confidence, and then we become our worst enemy. We worry about what other people think of us and how they see us and how we look physically on the outside, so much that we get stuck and we don't create the magic that I think we have the ability to do. So that is where my passion really lies. It's really about lifting women, helping women, and lifting each other up to be our best selves, to find the inner power and grab hold of that power so that we can be the most successful we can in life. So that's what I'm excited to share with you guys, are my 3 tips so that you can grab hold of your power and move forward in success without this other piece of us that we love so much. If you're a mom or a woman who's just super busy in all the other things that we do in life. Let's be honest. We all know who takes out the trash and who does all the little things in your house. You do it. And it's hard to find time to do the other things. So that's what I'm excited about sharing with you guys tonight. Thank you for being on. And maybe just to give you an idea, I've been running this business for 4 years. And I didn't always feel this way. I didn't always unlock that power within myself. I hadn't always felt like I loved the skin I was in, like I was healthy and happy. I didn't always feel passion about what I was doing in my life and feel like I was living a life that I was proud of and that I was confident in. It was just, as I said, it was 4 or 5 years ago. And actually, maybe even before that. I have 2 children. My daughter is almost 9 and my son is just turned 6. And before my daughter was born, I worked in an industry that required me to be downtown, like commuting in an office every day. And to say it was soul sucking, I know that sounds sad, but it really was. It was not something that I loved. I didn't find passion in it. And maybe you can't quite relate to that. But if you have children, when you have that child, I remember dropping my daughter off at daycare, and I cried for the first 3 weeks. Not that I don't think that you should leave your children ever, but it was so hard to leave her for something that I wasn't so excited about. And that stuck with me for months and months, this inability to be there for this one part of my life that I did love so much, because I had to be somewhere else that I really didn't enjoy doing. And it really took a toll on me as a person and as a mom. And I just felt like every day was a daunting day. And when I had an opportunity about a year later to stay at home, my husband's job took us to the US. And at that point, I'm Canadian. I didn't have any status to work there. Plus, we knew that we were hoping to have another child, and we did. So I was home with both the kids for 2 years. And that was its own other journey for me, and part of my story where you get kind of caught up as a mom, don't you, in all the things that you're trying to do, in all the people that you're trying to help. And one day, even though I felt so lucky to have the wonderful family, the children, the husband that I had, every day just started to blend into the next day. I was tired. Kids were up in the night, as they are. My husband traveled a lot. And I remember waking up one day and thinking to myself, this really, I can't keep doing this. Is this really it? Is this what I went to university for? Is this what I've spent my whole life preparing for, to be here and cook meals, which I didn't enjoy cooking, and do laundry and clean the house and care for everyone else? And I just realized I was lost. I had lost my passion and my joy for the other things that really filled my cup in life. And I had lost who I was. And, I felt really ashamed by that, because I had such a wonderful, I'd been blessed with 2 healthy children and an amazing husband. And I felt so much guilt and shame over the fact that I was not happy doing this, being a mom, that I didn't want to say anything, but it started to cycle me back down into a place that I didn't want to be. If you struggle, I had struggled in the past with body image issues, or just body bullying and emotional eating. And it was almost like I didn't have the confidence to go and decide to do something different, because I had lost myself. And because I had lost myself, I was also kind of picking on my body and picking on myself. And I was just this negative downward spiral. And it was affecting how I was as a mom. And it was affecting how I was as a wife, and my happy and my joy in this life. And so I knew I needed to do something, but that sort of spiraled into another chapter of, what am I going to do? And I didn't have time to do anything. I was exhausted. I did not want to go back to this career that was soul sucking and required me to be in an office all day and didn't allow me to be there for my children when I wanted to be. And yet I couldn't continue on being a full-time mom that I was. It just wasn't what I was cut out to do. I felt like there was something more inside of me. And I would talk to my husband about this, and I would flirt with different ideas. I looked into going back to school, and as we all do, and I looked at different jobs and different things, and nothing just felt right. Everything felt scary, frankly. And I remember one day my husband saying to me, Bria, I will support you in whatever you want to do. I want you to be happy, but you got to pick something, because waffling costs money and takes time. And I remember thinking in that moment, that he's right, but I didn't know what to pick. And so I went on in this sort of stuck moment of, what am I going to do? And what am I going to do? And one day when I was up late at night and I couldn't sleep, I was scrolling the internet and I saw this quote. and it smacked me in the face. And the quote was, "If nothing changes, then nothing will change." And it was in that exact moment that I just felt this, like, it was almost like I had a mirror that just went up right in front of me. And I was like, you need to just pick something and give it your all and go with it and see what happens. If nothing changes, then nothing will change. And so that next morning, that next day, I picked up a workout program and I pushed play on that workout program. And I did that workout program every day for 90 days. And although it was amazing that my health and my body image issues all changed, and the freedom that came with that of feeling amazing changed for me. But the bigger picture was that I had started something and I had finished something. And I had my confidence back. I had my passion back. And that quote in my head every single day, "If nothing changes, then nothing will change," was right there. And I took this newfound energy that I had from giving into my workouts, and I started thinking to myself, what am I going to do next? And when I learned that I could have this opportunity to build a community of other women and have this impact on the lives of other women. And I knew that they struggled like I struggled. I know, and you know, that your friends struggle with body image issues. They struggle with their confidence. They struggle with feeling and grabbing hold of that power. I knew all of those things, but I was scared. And still I said, I am tired and I am busy, but now at least I feel better about myself. I have confidence. And I think if nothing changes, then nothing will change. So I dove in and I built my business in the cracks of my life of being a mom. Sometimes a solo mom. I wasn't a single mom. I always had my husband, but he was traveling a lot. And over 4 years, I have built something that has grown in success, both financially, but also in freedom in my own health. My family is healthier than they've ever been. My relationship with my husband is better than it's ever been. My ability to be a good, kind, thoughtful mom is better than it's ever been. And it's all because I decided to grab hold of that and take a chance. And it's also because of these 3 things that I want to share with you guys tonight. Because of these 3 very specific tips, these very specific things that I did, I was able to take control of my life and still be the busy, full-on mom that I'd always been, but create success that I'd always wanted. So the very first tip that I want to share with you is you have to decide. You have to pick something and make a choice. You have to consciously make that decision. And not just because we know that, like, obviously picking something means that you're going down a path, but when you consciously decide to do something, to make a change, then a few things happen. 1, you create this vision and this dream of what could happen if you really make that change, when you really make that change, what could really happen in your life. And you start thinking about that and it excites you. Because let's be honest, as a busy mom, we know that you don't get more than 24 hours in a day. Nobody gets that. And I shouldn't just say mom, women. I mean, we're just all so full, whether you have children or fur babies, or your life is just crammed full of all the things that you do for other people. You have to make a decision, because what happens is you start to think, when I do this, when I complete this, when I follow this path that I have now decided on, you get to create this vision and it excites you. It fuels you. So that in those early mornings when I set my alarm half an hour earlier so I could get my workout in before my kids woke up, or so I could get some work and planning in so that I was ahead of the game, that alarm went off and I jumped out of that bed because I was excited. I was excited about that vision that I had created because of the decision that I had made. And the same thing will happen for you. Think about it. You know, when you decide to go on a trip, you decide, you invest in it, you put that money in there, you pay for that trip, you know it's coming. It just picks up your step, doesn't it? It gets you excited to move forward. It gets you excited to get through the things you need to get through so you can go on that vacation and soak in that sun and enjoy your family and friends. It motivates you to work out even, because you think, I'm going to be on a beach. I want to feel better in my skin. It's that decision. You have to make a decision. You have to decide, because if nothing changes, nothing will change. So that's my very first tip for you guys tonight, is that you have to make a decision. The second tip I have for you is to take a chance on yourself. You have to take a chance on you. Think about this for a minute. As parents, we take risks and chances every day. We pay for our children to do different activities. We sometimes even go into debt to do those things, or for crazy birthday parties because we want them to feel special. We take a chance on our relationship with our spouse, and we do all of these things for them. We take a chance on a vacation that we think is going to bring all of us closer together. We do all of these things every single day, but when was the last time that you took a chance on you? And that was where I was. And I get it. I was scared, and you might be scared. You might say to yourself, I'm worried about taking a chance on myself. I don't want to take a chance on myself, because if I do, what if I fail? If I fail, that money, that time that I put into myself now has been wasted and has come away from my family. That's the fear that we live with. But we also know that when we fill up our cup, when we take a chance on us and we give back to ourselves, we know that we're better moms. We know that we're better friends. We're better daughters, sisters, wives. Everything is better when we take a chance on us and we fill up our cup and we start here with us first. It's that old saying, it's when you're on an airplane and they say to you, when the oxygen masks drop, put your own oxygen mask on first and then help others. We are no good to anybody else if we don't invest in ourselves first. If we don't make sure that we are healthy and happy, we have a compound effect of more to give out into the world if we start with us first. Take a chance on you. Make the decision of where you're going to go and take that chance. And let the fear that you have fuel you towards it. Because failure is a real thing and we all fail sometimes. But if you never take that chance, you're never going to find the success that you want. You need to take that chance on you and carve out that extra time. So that's the second tip I have for you. And the third tip I have for you tonight is to find a community. And this is the biggest tip. This is the one, it was one thing for me to make this decision that I was going to do this scary thing, and make a risk and create dreams around it and take time away from my family and put that time and that money into me. It was one thing for me to do all those things, but inevitably, when you decide to do these things, there are going to be hard times. Whether the risk is to start a business, or whether the risk is to carve out 45 minutes in the morning for yourself to work out and meal plan, whatever that risk or that chance is that you are taking on you, you need to find community to support you. Let me give you an analogy on this. So think of it this way. If I were to plant a flower seed on my front lawn, whether it has perfect sunshine and perfect rain or not, that flower will grow because of the environment it's been planted in. But if I take that same seed and I put it on my driveway, it doesn't matter how much sunshine and how much rainwater and how much plant food I pour on it, it is not going to grow, which tells me that that environment that we are surrounded in, it matters. It makes a massive impact on what we do. So you need to take the time to find a community that's going to support you, that's going to encourage you, that's going to remind you when the other negative Nellies and Debbie Downers outside of your life and inside of your own head say to you, I can't do this. This is too hard. This isn't fair to my family. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be spending time over here. When all of those things start happening, your community, they remind you to keep going forward, because in pursuit of any goal that you have, no matter what it is, there is always, 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 always going to be a time where you risk failure and you struggle and it is hard and you want to give up. If there isn't, you're not dreaming big enough. We all have that, and success, it's on the other side. But if you have to weather that storm alone, and not just alone, but with like the extra storm of maybe your spouse or maybe someone else really close to you, a best friend, or anyone else who's telling you, you don't have this, you can't do this, what are you thinking? You need to do other things. Or that mean girl voice inside of your head that says, that's never going to be you. You're never going to be successful. If you are in the thick of the storm with that all coming at you, and you don't have a community around you to help move you forward, that is risky business. And it is a tough road to go alone. You've got to find that community. And for me, that was the final straw that helped me through this. When I decided to take a chance on myself, to start by carving out time, it was the community of people who were also doing that workout that helped push me through. It was the people that I was talking to and connecting with that reminded me why I started this in the first place, why I didn't want to just spend the afternoon drowning my sorrows in Ben and Jerry's on the couch, which I still sometimes do, but I'm reminded why I need to get back to it later on. Do you see what I mean? Do you ever think, do I have this community? Do you have a community like that? Because it was that community, and then that got me through that first major hurdle. And then it was recognizing that there are so many other women out in this world who share the struggles that I shared about confidence and doubt and fear and overwhelm and unhappiness and shame, who shared those struggles that just needed a community to be a part of. And when I started gaining my confidence back and inviting them to join me, I got to build my own community of women, and we got to be together. So now I still, no matter what I'm doing, what I'm trying to work on in my business, in my life with my husband or my children, in the physical struggles I might still have when it comes to being an emotional eater or a past body bully, no matter what those things, those hurdles are that come about, because they come along with the other natural stresses that happen in our life, I have amazing people around me every day in this community that remind me that I'm good enough, that remind me to take time out for myself and care for me because that matters and I'm worth it. I have that all in my community. And that is my third and probably most important tip for you tonight. Find a community of your people and build your own tribe. Those are my 3 tips for you guys tonight. And if you're sitting here and you're thinking, I'm ready to make a decision, I'm ready to carve out time for myself and take a chance on me. And if you're sitting here and you're thinking, I just need a community, and this might not be for everyone, and I understand that, but if you're sitting here and you're saying yes to all of those things, I want to invite you to join my community, because it is the community that helped me become the woman that I am today and grab hold of my power and build it slowly every single day as it continues to grow into something that I believe is making a difference in my life, in my children's lives, in my husband's life, in our family, in our friends we see every day, but even bigger, in the lives I get to touch through the business that I'm building. I want to invite you to join that community. And here's what I think is so exciting about being a part of that community is that you don't have to do it the way I do it. You don't have to even do anything. You can just come into the community and be a part of the community. And some of the exciting things that come along with it, one, you get to be surrounded by other women helping women. There is no negativity. There is no Debbie Downer. There are no rude words or unkind things said in my community, which is called Success Fit. We are purely women inspiring women, women helping women, and we are there to share and to remind each other why we're putting ourselves first, because in the end, it makes everyone else's lives better and happier when we grab hold of that power. You get to have access to my trainings if you did want to pay it forward and help other people on their health and fitness journey or on their body love journey. Whatever it is that connects with you, you had full access to all my trainings, to everything that I have done to build this so that you can pay it forward and learn how to help and find other people too, how to build your own community, as well as one-on-one access to me at all times. You also get accountability for your own goals, whether you have very specific health and healthy living goals, or whether you just need that reminder that you matter enough to carve out that time every day and you don't want to forget. Whether you just need something else to be a part of, to be focused on you and carving out that time, not because you will necessarily want to lose 10 pounds or 20 pounds or whatever that is, but because you know that when you start something and you finish something and you carve out that time for you, you feel incredible. You sleep better, your skin's better, you're nicer, and you just feel like you can do more, and you can. When you join my community of Success Fit, a couple other things get to happen. You, if you've already been in one of my challenge groups before, you can actually join my community for free, and you pay $20 a month Canadian, or I guess that's after taxes. It's $17.95 Canadian to be a part of the community. It's $15.95 American and $15.95 in the UK pound to be a part of this every month. But you get a 25%. You get 25% off of everything that you purchase. So most people in the community want to continue with their health and fitness journey. They want to make sure that they are feeding themselves optimal nutrition and that they are pushing themselves and doing new fun workouts every single day. And so you get to save on that, on everything else that you do. But finally, I think that the most important thing that I want to share about my community is that I look at the women that join me as my family, as my best friends, because inevitably that's where they become. We share goals, we share a mission, we remind each other again about this positive energy that we can choose to be a part of or not. But as family and friends should be, you're not required to do anything. You don't have to, there are no expectations except that you are just a kind and positive person if you say anything at all. You can leave anytime. It doesn't cost you anything to come or go after your monthly coach fee or your monthly membership fee. So you can leave anytime. And that's what I want to leave with you guys tonight is, if you are where I was, don't forget that if nothing changes, nothing will change. So if you're sitting and feeling any of the things that I was feeling 4 or 5 years ago, or you're thinking it's time for me to decide to do something so that I can create a vision and move towards it and feel fulfilled, because that's when purpose happens in my life. And you're thinking, it's time for me to take a chance on me. As scary as that is, this is my time to do this, because I know that when I do that, when I follow through, I will have more to give in all areas of my life, financially, physically, emotionally, health-wise, energy, all of those things. When I take a chance, it's that time. And if you're thinking, I need that community, I want to be a part of that and pay it forward and create my own, then I want to encourage you to reach out to me after you watch this. Send me an email, briaavensonfitness@gmail.com, or just comment below here and say, I'm in, or I'm interested. And I will be able to reach out to you and share some more details on what it is that can get you really started and moving forward, or just being a part of this, being a part of a movement that inevitably, through a compound effect, will move you forward in your life until maybe you're ready one day to pay it forward in a different way. Thank you guys so much for taking the time tonight. And for the first 5 people who do catch this and reach out to me and decide to join this community and join this mission with me, I do have a fun goodie bag to give to you. So I'm very excited to share that. But I want to thank you again one last time and remind you, this is your chance to make a change. If nothing changes, nothing will change. I'm looking forward to connecting, and thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy life to watch this tonight. And I will look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great one. Bye.